Karen never expected her casual 911 call to backfire, until the black man she reported for suspicious activity revealed he had undeniable proof she was the real criminal all along. Marcus Carter checked his phone for the 10th time that afternoon, the delivery notification glaring back at him. Session package delivered. Front porch. He'd been waiting for this shipment for weeks, a rare limited edition comic book he'd scored at an auction, worth nearly $5,000. The second he saw the alert, he bolted from his home office, nearly tripping over his sneakers in the hallway. The summer heat hit him like a wall as he stepped outside, squinting against the sun. His porch was empty. No box, no mail carrier in sight. Frowning, he jogged down the steps, scanning the sidewalk. Maybe it had been left by the garage. Nothing. His pulse kicked up a notch. Had it been stolen already? Then he spotted it. A familiar Amazon logo peeking out from the porch of a house 3 doors down. Karen Whitmore's place. The woman who always gave him that tight-lipped smile when they passed in the neighborhood but never spoke. He'd heard the whispers about her, how she'd called the cops on a kid selling lemonade without a permit last summer. Marcus hesitated only a second before walking over. The package had his name and address clear as day. He bent to pick it up, relief flooding through him, until the front door flew open. Session. Excuse me. Karen's voice was sharp, her manicured fingers gripping the doorframe. Session. That doesn't belong to you. Asterisk. Asterisk. Marcus straightened, holding up the box so she could see the label. Session. Actually, it does. It was delivered to the wrong Session. I saw you lurking around earlier. She snapped, pulling out her phone. Session. Put it down right now, or I'm calling the police. Marcus blinked. Session. Lurking. I live here. Check the damn label. Marcus. But Karen wasn't looking at the box. She was looking at Hessian, his dark skin, his hoodie, the way his shoulders filled the fabric. Her thumb hovered over the screen. I don't know what you're trying to pull, she said, voice trembling with faux fear. Session. But you're not taking anything from this porch. Marcus exhaled slowly, his grip tightening on the package. This was about to go sideways, and he knew, one way or another, he was the one who'd have to prove he wasn't the criminal here. Marcus clenched his jaw as Karen's fingers danced across her phone screen, her eyes never leaving him. The smug tilt of her chin told him everything. She wasn't just calling the cops, she was putting on a performance. Asterisk. Asterisk. 911. What's your emergency? The dispatcher's tinny voice crackled through the speaker as Karen took a dramatic step back, clutching her chest like he'd lunged at her. There's a man, a black man trying to steal packages on my street. Her voice wavered with practiced panic. Session. He's aggressive. I don't feel safe. Marcus's stomach twisted. Asterisk. Aggressive. Asterisk. He hadn't moved, hadn't raised his voice, but he knew how this script went. His skin was enough of a threat. Session. None. Is he armed? Paul, the dispatcher asked. Karen's gaze flickered over him, hesitating, like she was considering lying. Session. I don't know. That was it. Marcus yanked his own phone from his pocket, thumb slamming the record button. You want to play this game? He muttered, lifting the camera to capture her wide-eyed act. Session. Go ahead. Let's see how this plays out with evidence. Karen's lips pressed into a thin line, but she didn't hang up. Session. He's filming me now. Hurry, please. In the distance, sirens wailed. Marcus kept recording, making sure the package label, his name, his address was visible. Session. You realize you just called the cops on me for taking my own property, right? Session. We'll let the police sort that out. She sniffed, but a flicker of doubt crossed her face. The first squad car screeched to a halt, and 2 officers stepped out, hands resting near their belts. Karen immediately pointed. Session. That's him. He was stealing. One officer approached Marcus, eyes narrowed. Sir, we got a report about Hessian. This is mine. Marcus interrupted, shoving the package toward him. Session. Check the label, and check asterisk. This asterisk. 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 He turned his phone screen showing the video. Karen's lies, her theatrics, all preserved in high definition. The officer's expression shifted. He took the box, scanned the address, then glanced at Karen. Session. Ma'am, this has his name on it. Karen's mouth opened, then closed. Marcus smirked. Sishin. Now, he said, sliding his phone back into his pocket. Sishin. Let's talk about what she's been stealing. The officers exchanged a glance as Marcus swiped open his phone again, pulling up his home security app with deliberate calm. The tension in the air was thick. Karen's earlier bravado had dissolved into nervous fidgeting, her eyes darting between the cops and Marcus's screen. Check this, Marcus said, turning the phone toward the officers. The footage clearly showed Karen walking up to his porch earlier that morning, glancing around before snatching the package and hurrying back to her house. One officer's eyebrow shot up. Sishin. Ma'am, is this you? Sishin's face flushed crimson. Sishin. That could be anyone. He probably doctored the video. Marcus scoffed. Sishin. Yeah, in the last 10 minutes. You're really gonna stick with that? He looked at the officers. Sishin. Check her garage. I bet my package wasn't the only one she swiped. Karen's breath hitched. Sishin. You can't just. That's illegal. You need a warrant. The older cop crossed his arms. Sishin. Actually, ma'am, we have probable cause now, and if you've got nothing to hide. He nodded to his partner, who started toward her garage. Karen lunged forward. Wait, you can't. But it was too late. The officer rolled up the garage door, revealing stacks of Amazon boxes, UPS envelopes, and even a few FedEx parcels, all with different names and addresses. Marcus whistled. Sishin. Damn, you running a side hustle or just a klepto? One of the officers pulled out his radio. Sishin. Dispatch. We've got a 1031 here. Possible mail theft. Need backup for evidence collection. Karen's hands trembled. Sishin. This is a misunderstanding. Those are donations. I was going to return them. The cop gave her a flat look. With the labels ripped off, he held up a package with the shipping info torn away. Marcus crossed his arms, watching as the reality of the situation crashed over Karen. Her lips moved soundlessly, like a fish gasping for air. Then from the street, a neighbor shouted. Sishin. That's my medication delivery from last week. Marcus smirked. Sishin. Game over. Karen. Sishin. The sound of a phone camera shutter clicking broke the tense silence. Marcus turned to see Mrs. Alvarez from across the street recording the scene, her expression a mix of vindication and disbelief. Knew it. She called out. Sishin. My granddaughter's birthday gift vanished last month. Was that you too, Karen? More neighbors began spilling out of their homes, drawn by the flashing lights and growing commotion. A murmur rippled through the crowd, as people recognized their own missing packages in the pile spilling from Karen's garage. The officers radioed for additional units as the scope of the theft became clear. This wasn't a one-time mistake, but a pattern. Karen's carefully constructed facade of respectability crumbled in real time. Sishin. This is harassment. She screeched, backing toward her front door. Sishin. I'm the victim here. One of the officers blocked her path. Sishin. Ma'am, you need to stay put. Marcus watched as the second cop started cataloging the stolen items, snapping photos of the labels still intact. His own package sat on the hood of the squad car, the comic book inside thankfully unharmed. But the weight of what could have happened. What usually happened in situations like this, settled heavily on his shoulders. Across the lawn, a teenager held up his phone, live streaming the arrest. Sishin. You're seeing this, he narrated. Sishin. Karen got caught red-handed. By nightfall, the story had exploded. Porch pirate. Karen trended nationally. The viral clip of her fake 911 call juxtaposed with Marcus's damning doorbell footage. News outlets picked it up, and Karen's employer, a local real estate firm, issued a terse statement distancing themselves from her. But the real surprise came when Marcus's phone buzzed with a call from an unknown number. Mr. Carter, a woman's voice crisp and professional. I'm with Hartwell and Associates. We'd like to discuss representing you in a defamation lawsuit. Marcus leaned against his porch railing, watching as a tow truck arrived to impound Karen's Mercedes. The same one neighbors had seen her loading with packages at odd hours. "Let's talk," he said, smiling for the first time all day. The morning sun hadn't even finished rising when Marcus's phone started blowing up. Texts from friends, interview requests from reporters, and most satisfying of all, a terse legal notice from Karen's lawyer, offering a settlement. He sipped his coffee, scrolling through the overnight developments with quiet satisfaction. Karen had been released on bail, but the internet had already done its work. Memes of her fake terrified 911 face circulated alongside security footage from other neighbors showing her swiping packages. The local DA had announced felony theft charges, and the postal inspector was opening a separate federal investigation. His doorbell rang. On his step stood Mrs. Alvarez holding a freshly baked pan of pastelitos. "For you," she said, nodding toward her security camera pointed at Karen's house. "Session. Turns out I've got 6 months of footage if the police need it." The final nail in Karen's coffin came that afternoon. A detective called Marcus down to the station, not as a suspect but to review evidence. They'd found her reselling stolen goods on eBay under a fake account, complete with damning transaction records. "Session. We're adding fraud charges," the detective said, sliding over a case file. Marcus flipped through pages of incriminating screenshots. Karen haggling over prices for other people's medication, collectibles, even a child's birthday gift. As he walked out, his lawyer called again. "Session. Good news. Her legal team just folded. They're offering full damages plus a public apology to avoid trial." Marcus paused by his car, watching a news van park outside Karen's now empty house. The for sale sign on her lawn wobbled in the wind. "Session. Tell them, I want the apology filmed," he said, "and make sure she reads every victim's name aloud." Back home, Marcus finally opened his long-awaited package. The rare comic was pristine. He set it on his shelf beside a framed screenshot of Karen's arrest, a reminder that sometimes justice did arrive in a uniform, and sometimes it came wearing a hoodie and holding a cell phone.